Hey guys, it's Matt here from Fat Matt Adventures. Today I'm going to be installing a battery cutoff switch for the old RV here, so I figured I'd record it, show you guys how to do it in case you're interested in doing it yourself.
Beautiful.
The first thing I'm going to do is make sure the propane bottle is turned off, unscrew it, and move it out of the way. Because if an accidental spark happens, well, safety first, guys. One of the reasons why I want to install this switch is I know the stereo draws power even though it's off. I have been guilty of leaving the lights on and also the refrigerator. Now that the propane bottle's out of the way, I'm going to remove the battery cover so I can get access to the cables. The switch should always be installed on the negative side of the battery for safety reasons, so I'm going to remove the nut from the negative terminal. The switch to starter battery cable here on the left is something you can pick up from any of your local auto parts stores. The BEP Marine battery switch on the right is something I got from Amazon for about $25, and I'll be sure and put a link for that in the description below. This switch has a removable plate on the bottom. I'm going to use that to mark the holes for drilling later, but right now we're just going to remove the nuts and washers from the inside so I can attach the additional battery cable that I bought. As you can see, this switch has an opening on one side for where the wiring will come out, so I will be facing this side toward the camper. This plate that I removed from the bottom of the switch earlier, I'm going to use that now to mark my holes for drilling with a permanent marker. Now that those are all marked, it's time to drill. I want to make sure that the drill holes are not too big, so I'm going to take the machine screw and select a drill bit that's just slightly bigger than the screw itself. And after the holes are drilled, you want to be sure and knock the battery cover off on the ground. And I just put the screws back in the switch just to make sure all the holes that I drilled are lined up. Good enough for government work. Now it's time to put the additional cable that we need onto the switch itself. You want to make sure you don't overly tighten this, but you do want to make sure it's nice and snug. And now I'm going to go back over to the battery and install the cables that were on the negative terminal of the battery onto the switch. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, make sure the switch is in the off position before attaching any cables to it. Next, I'm going to put the cover back on the battery just so I can get everything lined up. Now it's time to attach the switch to the battery cover. I'm going to do that one screw at a time. Now that everything's nice and snug, we're going to attach the first cable that we attached to the switch back over to the negative terminal of the battery. And just a reminder to make these nice and snug, but not overly tight. Now that everything's connected, we can put the battery cover back on and test the switch out.
All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining me. See you in the next adventure.